Hey guys, it's Carolyn from Homesteading Family, and today we're going to be talking about how to clean and maintain your cast iron so it keeps that great seasoning that we put on it in the last video on how to season your cast iron. I'm going to show you exactly how I take care of my cast iron in my home, and you'll be an expert at it by the time you're done watching this video. All right, so today we're talking about how to clean and maintain your cast iron. Now, the first thing that we need to talk about before we can even get into how to clean it once you've cooked on it is that when you have a cast iron piece that is freshly seasoned, like we just seasoned those 2 cast iron pans in the last video, it's really best to cook fatty items in them first. Cook bacon in it, cook something where you're adding a layer of oil or fat or butter to the bottom before you cook it. That's just gonna really give that pan a chance to get a better layer of seasoning and really help you out. Now, as your seasoning gets better and better on your pan, which will happen, it'll keep getting better and better as you use it and maintain it properly, you will be able to cook more and more difficult things that have more of a tendency to stick with greater success as you go. But that doesn't necessarily happen right away, right when you start. So cook some bacon in it, cook some sausage in it, braise some meats in it. Those are a great way to start off with your cast iron pan. Now that said, if you go to cook something else in it and it doesn't come clean really easily, you either don't have your seasoning well developed enough and maybe you need to do another layer or 2 of seasoning, or you're not cooking in your pan correctly. Now I'm going to be coming out with a video in the next couple of weeks on how to properly cook in your cast iron to maintain that seasoning and to have the greatest, best results. So keep an eye out for that. But today we're going to talk about how to get this clean once you have cooked in it. Now I have 2 pans that I've cooked in here. This one's still warm, and I just did some scrambled eggs in here. Now you can see this is this Stargazer pan. I am so in love with this. This just came from the factory, well seasoned, and I went ahead and added a few extra coats of seasoning to it just because that's what I do. But honestly, this has been a great pan. I'm actually really excited to get to use these pans. And you can see that it's actually really clean. We just have a little bit of oil left in here. And can you see how well the little bits of eggs move around? There is almost nothing stuck. But when you're cooking something like eggs, occasionally you'll get a few spots that are stuck, even with a really well-seasoned pan. So the best thing to do is just take the cooking utensil you were using right as you were cooking your eggs, in this case it's a spatula, and just go ahead and use that to unstick it. Using metal utensils on your pan like a metal spatula is it's a fine thing. It's not going to harm your seasoning at all. You would never want to use a sharp knife to cut anything in your pan. That will cut into the layer of seasoning. You don't want to do that. But something like this is just fine, and you can just scrape it out. You can see that that's going to get all those stuck spots of eggs right off. If your eggs are any more stuck than this, then you can't get it off with a spatula, then you really need to go back and do a little bit more work on your seasoning before you try cooking eggs again. Okay, and this is a Dutch oven that I just did a roast in last night, and I left it dirty for you guys so you could see what's going on here. So you can see that roast actually just lifted completely out. There were roasted potatoes in here, a wonderful venison roast. And so there's just really mostly a little bit of grease, some seasoning, little granules of salt and different things in here. So for both of these pans, what we want to do is get them into the sink and run them under hot water for just a minute. You shouldn't have to do much more than take your average dish towel and just wipe it out. Now, I know there's a lot of controversy about whether or not to use soap in cast iron pans. If you don't have to use soap, then that is the ideal circumstance. Now we're going to heat these pans, so that'll kill off any bacteria that's remaining, so you don't need to worry about that. but sometimes you just feel like you need to use a little bit of soap. A small amount of a mild and absolutely non-abrasive dish soap used sparingly is not going to hurt your seasoning that bad. If you feel like you need to use it to be comfortable, go ahead and use it. Again, ideal is to not use it, but if you need to be comfortable, go for it and do it. So the way you should wash your cast iron is under warm water. Just get it clean, use a dish rag, and just use that warm water. Let's talk about a few things you should never do when you're cleaning your cast iron. You should never take hot cast iron and put it into water. You should never take it and put it into cold water, especially. You have a really high likelihood of either cracking or warping your pan, which you just don't want to do. You should never, never let your cast iron soak. Don't put it in water, don't put water in it and then go ahead and let it sit. That is absolutely going to ruin the seasoning and you're going to end up with rust and all sorts of problems for it. So just don't do it. Never, never, never put your cast iron in the dishwasher. That is a huge no-no. And if you want to maintain your seasoning, you should never use anything abrasive when cleaning your cast iron. That would be things like steel wool, the scrubby backside of a sponge, any sort of a powdered abrasive cleaner. You would never want to use those on your cast iron unless you're planning on stripping it all the way down and starting with your seasoning all over again. Now, another thing that you never want to do with your cast iron is you never want to let it air dry. So after you've finished washing it in your sink, what you need to do is get it onto your stove and let it dry with heat. You can also towel dry it. It's not usually as effective. The heat is the best way to go, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so now I have both of these pans clean and ready to heat. So I have them on the stove top and I'm just going to turn them on to a medium low. And the point of this is to really thoroughly dry them so that there isn't any water left in any of the little pores of the cast iron, anything left in there, even though, you know, sometimes you can't see it and it looks dry. We need to make sure it's 100% dry. So we're just going to let this heat for a minute and get all the way dry. All right, so you can see that these pans have gotten completely dry and they're starting to smoke, and that's perfect. You want to get them just to barely smoking. That means that they're already dry. Any spots that are in them right now that look slightly wet are just little bits of residual oil, which is great because we're going to go ahead right now and add another small coat of oil. Now, this is really important in between uses, is that after you clean it, you don't leave your pan and your seasoning unprotected. You always want to add a little bit more seasoning to it. And this is just gonna help protect it while it's in storage and really cover that seasoning, keep adding to that seasoning. So the way I like to do this is to keep a very clean cotton rag on hand that is just for this. So I usually use about one of these a week. I use my cast iron daily, multiple times a day usually. So I'm using this really often. So I keep a rag that is just for my cast iron oiling right here at this stage. Now, unlike the seasoning process where I find that the coconut oil or the flaxseed oil works best, for the maintaining the cast iron, I really find that a lard or one of your higher flash point, or I'm sorry, higher smoke point oils works better, like a canola oil or a sunflower oil if you keep those in the house. Personally, I like some of my home rendered lard. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna take that very small layer, just like you did in the seasoning. You're gonna get that onto your rag and you're just gonna wipe the whole pan. Now you want it just to barely smoke when that goes on. That shows that it is, you know, going ahead and accepting it as seasoning and not just gonna sit on the surface. You want to go ahead and add just a fine layer. Remember, you don't want too much on here. You just want a nice layer. So you kind of put it on and wipe it off with the dry part of your rag. Now you're going to find that you are going to have an oily rag right after that. And so that's why having one rag dedicated to this per week is a great way to go, because a lot of times you won't even have to add any more lard to your rag. You can just keep using the same one over and over again because you want that light coat. At about the end of the week, I just go ahead and toss these because you don't want them to end up in your laundry. Same thing over here. I'm just gonna add a quick layer. This is that nice black cast iron so you can really see it when it goes on. And we're just going to coat all the surfaces really well. If you feel like any part of the outside of your pan is light on seasoning, then go ahead and do those parts also. Okay, now you're ready to let this cool down a little bit so you can handle it and get it stored into a cabinet for your next use. It's important to make sure that you have your pans in a place where they're not going to get banged around a lot so that you don't end up chipping anything or damaging any part of your seasoning. So you want to go ahead and put them into a safe spot. Now, if they're going to be stored for a long period of time without using them, it's a great idea to put a small piece of cloth in between them, or you know, maybe a piece of paper towel or something like that, just to protect them from each other if they're going to sit there for a long time. But if you're going to use these daily, they're going to be fine just to either sit out on your stove waiting for the next use or to be in a cabinet at hand. All right, now over the last few cast iron videos, we've talked about how to choose your cast iron, the different types of cast iron, how to strip your cast iron, how to re-season cast iron, and now we've talked about how to clean and how to maintain it. If you have a properly seasoned pan and you clean and maintain it carefully, your seasoning will last you just about forever, and it'll keep getting better and better and more non-stick. But if at any point you feel like you made a mistake or you see chips or bare spots in your seasoning, just know it's time to go ahead and go back and do the re-seasoning steps again. You probably don't need to strip it again unless you find that it gets sticky or gooey even when it's been washed, or there are things flaking off, pieces of seasoning flaking off, then you need to re-strip it. But if you find that it's just not coming clean for you, go back and re-season it again and keep adding layers of seasoning. If you keep maintaining it like this though, it's gonna last you years and years of great cooking.